Welcome, students, as we prepare for another episode of DC Graduates. I'm one of your senpais, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your nerd today, Carlos Rodriguez. And as always, I'm joined by my other senpai in crime, Sly. Sly, how are you?
Great after that intro. Oh my gosh. It's been a shit show of a week, but I am so happy and delighted and glad to see your face
Yeah,
and
man.
to be back for another episode of DC Graduates.
I
It's
know.
been a while.
It's been a while, yeah, for us, for the audience, like not really,
For the
but
audience,
for
it's
us,
nothing,
it
but
has been, yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I was like, it has been nice, yeah. Though I have been having a really good, fun summer. It is like still like it's nice to sit down and get back into a groove of recording and stuff. I got a new tattoo. I think
nice.
yeah, it's my
Ooh, that
Space
is so
marker.
cool.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm very happy. Shout out to Will, tattoo artist. He's awesome. Should be in the shop soon, so I'll do some promotion for him once he's like legit.
Nice.
He's doing good work though.
Very exciting.
All right.
Speaking of tatted up baddies, boy, were there a lot in
Mention.
this movie.
So many. You would think that Japan doesn't hate tattoos. Like, there's so many people that love
One
it.
would assume. Yeah.
I know. I get it. They have like a negative connotation, especially the
Mhm.
idea. Hold on, we'll get to it. Let me introduce the movie, and then I can get into the concept of what I'm going here because
I'm just
we are
diving
talking
right in.
about we're talking about last year's 2025's Batman versus Yakuza League, which is Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, which is a sequel
Mhm.
to last week's episode of Batman Ninja. This
Mhm.
one is also directed by Junpei Miyazaki, Shinji Tagaki. It's written by Kazuki Nakashima. The studio is WB Animation producing again with Kamikaze Dogu providing the animation again. This one, I watched the English dub. Did you watch English or Japanese?
I turned on the English dub for about 10 minutes and I was so freaked out by how everybody sounded. I immediately went back to the Japanese voice
I
acting because they
I
were
should have.
trippy.
I was multitasking, and if I'm watching
I also
a
tried to multitask. I was trying to take notes and, I kept like having to rewind because I was missing lines. And I was like, oh, I'll just pop on the English. No,
no, I
absolutely not.
no shame to the English dub actors, which I posted here. It is
Mhm,
most of them are differently recast, so it was jarring.
mhm.
It was very jarring,
Yeah.
especially
Mhm,
the we have this one, at least for the English dub. It has Joe Daniels, Bryson Bagas, Houston Hayes, Nathan Wilson, David Mataraga, David Harbold, yeah, Molly Cersei, which she was awesome.
mhm.
Benjamin McLaughlin, Cyrus Rodas, Annie Wild, Carly Hodge, Aaron Campbell, and John Swasey. Uh, no shame, no shade at all to Joe Daniels. I don't. I got
A
used to it
little
by
bit
the
of
end of the
shade.
dub. I don't think that was the best choice for Batman. I don't know what was going on,
Yeah.
if Roger Craig
Okay.
Smith was busy
I'm
or
doing
something like that.
I'm gonna do a correction.
Mhm.
Shade to the casting director, whoever it may have been.
Yeah, because in my head,
That
I'm
was a
like,
mismatched cast. After especially we had such a great performance last week.
yeah, and the dub really helped it because having that familiar voice in Roger Craig Smith,
Mhm.
who's
Right.
previously done Batman's voice in some other properties as well as Batman Arkham Origins.
Mhm.
He's a very versatile voice actor.
Yeah.
Sonic, Chris Redfield, Ezio Auditore de Frenze in Assassin's Creed. Like he is that guy. He's that good.
Mhm.
But Joe Daniels, I don't think was a good choice. I got used to it by the end of the film, but I don't think he was a
Mhm.
great choice. Other characters that I think they were really voiced really well. Clark specifically, I think was really good.
Mhm.
Diana was the best
Hell
voiced
yeah.
out of everyone, best chosen. I was gonna say maybe Barry as well is pretty good.
Mm.
And Raish was pretty good.
Mm. I
Uh
wanna shout out Harley in the Japanese dub. She was fan-frickin-tastic.
I'll have to
I
go
was
back and watch
very
it
impressed by
because
her performance.
that the character, how they animate her in the film is
Mhm,
so kinetic and so fun.
mhm,
And the cool
and the
thing is
voice definitely matched that.
that's awesome because like the good thing about the time frame between Batman Ninja versus Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, which we're talking about today, like Harley is really established as an anti-hero at
Mhm,
this point. So like it's
mhm,
cool to see that more heroic aspect of her and her not have a connection to Joker really. Like there's a little bit still,
mhm.
but no
Yeah,
like
her
romance.
senpai was,
Diana, yeah, which is perfect. It's 100% perfect. I
Mhm,
thought it was
mhm,
great.
mhm. I
But the
every time, I just killed me. It's like, "What are we doing? It's
yeah,
brilliant, but I'm so confused."
yeah, I know. This film is streaming on HBO Max, so shout out to that. That because
Mhm,
this is a recent release that is on there. Still, fuck David Zaslav.
mhm,
For now, we can hold off and just say David Zaslav because
mhm.
there's been an injunction on the Paramount buying them, so hopefully they don't get to buy 'em. But
Really.
Sly, hit us with the plot
Mhm.
recap.
It's a short one today. Batman is confronted by an invasion from an alternate world of Japan that has its own version of the Justice League.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think
I
WB also just skipped out on the person who wrote the recap as well. That's not
okay,
even good PR.
cool.
This is bad.
No, that's not yeah. Usually when we get the boilerplate copy, it's at least what's in the tin, you know?
Yeah,
That's not even what's in the tin.
no. No, not at all. Alright, hit us with those comic
Alright.
book characters.
Batman, Damian's Robin, Nightwing, Red Robin, Red Hood, with the mask we'll talk about later.
Mm-mm.
Alfred, Gordon, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, my girl, our girl, Jessica Cruz,
Yeah, man.
Joker for like 2 seconds, Harley Quinn, Ubu, Doomsday, Superman times 2, and Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. So, quickly, we'll get into the Andrea Romano roundup. Again, we always shout out our voice director queen herself, Andrea Romano. But as I was alluding to just a minute ago before I started going off my little tangent, it's so funny we talked about tattoo baddies. It
Mm,
it's funny that Japan seems to be so obsessed with the idea of tattoos, or there's such a
mhm,
so many people do love tattoos within Japanese culture, but it's still so stigmatized because of the
mhm,
Yakuza and my little knowledge of that. Like I know I've there's a creator online who talks about you have to find special like osens, which are like the steam like water
mhm,
natural baths that you can take that allow for
mhm,
exposed tattoos. Like I wouldn't be able to go and get like go into
mhm,
osen like things like that. Um but it is funny to see that and but I feel like there's such a community around it. Like I don't know if it's
mhm,
also like partially the rebellious nature of so many people. Like in general, I mean, that's kind of what it is
mhm.
in America, right? Like that's how it started for so many people. It's rebellious to,
It's a
tattoo your
creative
body.
expression, you know? Any
Yeah.
body modification is saying like, "I this is a purposeful choice I'm making to change how I'm perceived in the world." And, like, culturally, so much of that was associated with, crime and this, like, sort of gang mindset, and so that kinda stigma stuck around for so long. Seems like
Yep.
it's changing a little bit, here and there. But it is interesting to see when they do have such a, you know, cultural banger like Batman, and they're putting out this film that is so grounded in, like, the Japanese style, art style, to have I mean, admittedly, they are Yakuza, but covered
Yeah.
in these gorgeous tattoos. It's very
I
cool.
know it is funny. And I also find it interesting as like someone like an outsider looking in that, um, for at least my exposure to people hating tattoos is
Mm,
religious in nature a lot of the
mm,
times. So like it is funny to see like my mom hated them. I don't think it was a religious nature to that, which is funny because she was gay. So it's like I don't it's so I could never get a straight answer for her. No pun
Mhm.
intended on that one. But I can only imagine that it was just old school. You know, like she was so old school in
Mhm.
that nature that
Right.
she just thought it was weird or bad or wrong. It's funny what
Mhm.
she would perceive as wrong and then what she was hiding from in her whole life. That's for my therapist. That's not for you guys, the audience out there watching. Um,
What is having a podcast if not
not therapy.
making your audience your therapy?
Yeah. Listen, I don't have a therapist anymore, so yeah,
Mhm.
this might be the outlet.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it was so funny because like my mom's partner, my other mother, she
Mhm.
like I think she thought it was like okay, she was cool with it. But and she was like
Mhm.
born in like the 20s and 30s. So like she was like 30s. So she was like way older. And you would think she'd be
Can
like,
you do math?
no, not at all. I'm so tired, Sly. I'm so old and tired. I'm so sleepy. I get it
Man,
now. I get what they were going
it's been
through,
a day.
you
Uh-huh.
know, when they were raising me.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it was funny because I remember getting like at least like my third tattoo, and she was like, she thought it was funny to tell my mom, which turned into one of
Mm,
the worst
mhm.
fights me and my mother ever had. But
Oof.
afterwards, she was
Like,
like, "Hey,
you shared
sorry
that
about that."
information. You get to have this fight.
Yeah, it was funny because afterwards, she's like
Mhm.
apologized to me. She was like, "I didn't think it was gonna go that way. I'm so sorry." But it was pretty cool. Like she liked, like I think she just knew I was a good kid, so she was like, "No, you're fine.
Mhm.
Like this is
Right.
cool." But it's interesting. She's also though out of the two of them the most badass. Yeah,
Mhm.
arguably,
Love
that's why I
that.
named one of my kids after her. Like, she played softball, you
Hell
know,
yeah.
it was the, you know, turn of the World War II. She worked in one of the, you know, places where they would help build like machines and like jets and stuff for, you know, the soldiers and stuff. She was a badass. Um,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, I just always thought it was interesting. There's our connection, at least in America. I feel like there's a lot of times it's spiritual or religious in
Mhm.
nature when it comes to tattoos. And then abroad, it's always interesting to see like why Japan, it's like criminally based, like still to this
Yeah.
day, you
Right.
know. I always wonder,
Mhm.
I not that I hope it, you know, they're pretty okay society, it seems like from at least from afar. They're doing better than us, I think. President
I
wise
think
and everything else.
everybody
You know what I mean?
it's a
Yeah.
low, low bar to clear. Yeah, unfortunately.
Not much there, yeah. It's easy to say that. But it'd be interesting to see where they're at as a society 50 years from now when it comes to tattoos. But
Mhm.
besides tattoos,
Yeah.
um, it's like, what did you think of the specific villains that we had in this film, the Yakuza League, these alternate versions?
I thought it was fascinating. I really wanted to know what your thoughts are on specifically the antagonist Clark or Superman that we get to see in this film. I think that character is such an interesting archetype to make into the antagonist of your story. And the arc he gets, I still don't know how I feel about it. I thought it was well executed, but when you're taking a character who the entire idea is like h- his love of humanity and his love of everything good, uh, I don't see how they got to the point where it twisted it enough to evil dictator. You know?
Yeah, yeah. And I thought the most interesting part of Yakuza Clark was to me the he wasn't the main antagonist. I thought he was going to be.
Mhm.
So I thought that was
Mhm.
really interesting going into it. I was like really looking forward to that. And to get him kind of be an underling to Raish. I mean, it makes sense
Mhm.
thematically and I
Yeah.
see how we got there. But I I was a little disappointed in seeing him as a more of an underling. I did
Gracious
like,
bitch.
yeah, he really is more so than Ubu, and Ubu's cooking sushi.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And flying jets. Like Ubu
Mhm.
particularly is the bitch in this situation. Um, yeah, I thought it was interesting. Everyone else kind of felt like in their place, like, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Superman's the
Uh-huh.
head, and technically he is the head of the Yakuza League, but they still answered
Mhm.
to Ra's al Ghul, and I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting to get there. Um, I was disappointed that
Everybody
he
else I thought
wasn't.
was great.
Yeah, I did though like how he skirted the line between like everyone had their motives in this universe and why. Well, I guess we never find out
Mhm,
about Jessica, but we know Arthur
mhm.
grew up in that lake and he grew up close to Diana. Um
Quick tangent, can we talk about how wild it is to have a freshwater Aquaman?
I thought that was cool.
And at
Yeah.
the end where he had a line about it, like, the sea is too salty?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You're like, man, hopefully you don't hold on to those
That
memories
threw me
because your
off.
life's about to suck.
Mhm.
um I did think that they all had a code of honor to a certain degree. Like it varied from the members of the Yakuza League. Like I don't want to say lower
Mhm,
members, like Jessica and Barry. They were just in it
mhm.
in it, and it was cool. They're part of the Justice League. But Arthur
We
had this
support
relation.
women's wrongs.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't have to have a reason for doing anything wrong. Um, but Arthur and Diana having this code of honor, and then finally seeing
Mhm,
Clark's version of this
mhm,
Yakuza Superman having his code of honor, like there is this like underlying, at least again from the media that we consume and like the little documentaries you can watch about the Yakuza, there is this like kind of code of
mhm,
honor that they have to their organized crime and their criminal activities,
mhm,
which is very interesting. And I thought it was cool to see him act on that act on that
mhm.
honor.
Right.
So that kind of, in a way, held his Supermanness, if you want to say,
Mhm. There was one line in particular that really put me off when they're talking about, like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, "Clark, I know, is, like, so good," or whatever, and he said something about, like, wanting what's best for humanity, and the best way to get that is through, like, evil dictatorship or whatever. That
yeah,
was the one line that I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
what? Who is
and th-
Clark today?"
yeah, and they didn't really commit to the bit, in a weird way
Mhm,
too. Like, again, because then he flips and has that kind of honorable moment where he's like, "Well, listen, I don't want everything to get destroyed or whatever, and all this other stuff." I'm like,
mhm,
it's like you didn't want to commit, or I don't know what mandate you got, like story wise, from Warner Brothers.
mhm.
I'm assuming,
Yeah.
but
Right.
they were like that. That was like an interesting like narrative choice. I thought I was
Mhm,
hoping he was more the main antagonist because I thought that would have been really interesting and a really cool way to do the Batman versus Superman thing. Um, because you could tell that this Bruce has an affinity, a love for Clark and the rest of the league. He's not like he knows how important the league is, and he knows how important just in general, like how close they are and all this other stuff. Like they even make, at the end of the film, they talk about like, yo, you're late for our meeting and stuff like that. What's going on? Like they're joking with him and like, oh, Batman's never late and all
mhm.
this other stuff. I love that stuff.
We need to talk about that conversation, I'm so sorry. I just
No,
had a
let's talk
full
about it.
body realization. There's a line at the very end in that conversation where they're all
Yeah.
bantering with each other, where
Hmm.
Clark calls him Bruce over the comms, and I
Yeah.
lost my ever loving shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Bruce? Bruce?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it's canon to me.
Everyone else, Batman, Batman, Batman. He's like Bruce. Like, you know, he's like, I'm not calling
I
you
was
dude.
giggling, kicking my feet, yeah.
Also, sadly enough, that is Clark dead naming him. It's Batman. We know that. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can see
Uh-huh,
Bruce
yep,
doing that. I can
yep,
see
I
Bruce
follow.
messing with him. I can see Bruce messing with him. Be like, hey, whoa, whoa, come on, man.
Mhm,
That's not my name.
mhm,
Have some respect.
mhm,
What did you
mhm.
think of Diana's turn as this super honorable Yakuza?
She's perfect. No notes.
Man, yeah,
The fucking eagle on her shoulder, the glowing
she looks
oh my
so
god. Her and
cool.
Harley bantering.
I just wanted them to kiss at one
Yeah.
point. I was like, come on, man, just do
I I really wanted them to kiss. Even if it
it.
was like, Harley kissing Diana's feet, I'm down. Like whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you gotta do.
I would, it's funny. We talk about like how like, oh man, Harley being like subservient to like Joker and all this stuff. Yuck. And it's like,
Mhm.
hey man, she's subservient to Diana and all this stuff. Yeah, man, I get it. I'm there.
On board.
I'm there
Yep.
with you.
Mhm.
Yeah. 100%. This is what I want. This is what I want.
Mhm,
Give me what I want. Uh, I was also really, really excited to see Jessica as our Green Lantern in this film.
mhm.
I love seeing her in more films and stuff like that, and like My Adventures of Superman, she's getting in the series. So seeing her here, I was like, "Ooh, yeah, we get to see, Jessica," and she looked so badass in this. She looked so
Looked
cool, and
incredible. I
it
loved the way her, like, well manifested, the way they played with
yeah.
her constructs was so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Oh my god, and her music,
Again, no
every time the
notes.
music that played,
Yeah.
it was so badass, dude. Oh my god, I was losing my mind every time she would show up and the music would
Mhm,
start up. Yes. I also loved Arthur as instead of having like the scale armor, having the tattoos, almost like Momoa's
mhm. Yeah,
version
yeah.
of Aquaman, having the tattoos, and then having him kind of be like a fishmonger, like kind of deal, like that suit. I thought that was really cool. There's a lot of cool the suits in this were obviously, we didn't have to do like Edo Japan period suits or anything like that, but they were
Mhm,
so, so cool. So well done. Everyone's Yakuza outfits. I thought they were so cool. I love Clark's with the like he had the little toothpick in his mouth, the sunglasses, like just like a
mhm,
Yakuza boss and all. I loved it so much. I did want to mention this with Jessica at one point when she's flying around and fighting Batman and Robin in the
mhm.
bat plane, she spins around and did you know she had a plushie on her back?
Yeah.
It was Simon. It was Simon
So
Baz.
fucking cute.
I lost my goddamn mind when I saw that she had a
Mhm,
Simon Baz
mhm.
bear on her back, dude. I was so hyped because that's another
Incredible.
Green Lantern we don't get enough love for is Simon
Mhm.
Baz. Like they kind of debuted around the same time,
Yeah.
and a lot of times they are paired up as partners when it comes to Green Lantern stuff. Like you have the four
Mhm.
corpsmen, but then you have these new generations. And to see that for
Right.
even just a second, I was like, oh man, I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I
Mhm.
I thought that was really cool. I really, really did dig that. Now,
Can we talk
uh
about the
yeah,
costuming in this?
for
Because
everyone,
we had a
yeah,
lot
in
of
general.
thoughts on yeah, just in
Yeah,
general. We had a lot of thoughts on the costuming last,
yeah.
episode, but this episode, there's some greats, there's some questionables.
Mhm.
Um, I wanna start with the elephant in the room, the fucking
Red Hood.
Red Skull ass Red Hood
Dude,
mask.
I hate this costume. I didn't mind it
I
when it was in
hate
the
when they give him, like, lips.
yeah, it's so weird. It's so,
It's
so
weird.
weird. And then I also like I remember when that look first debuted, like the hoodie and then like
Mhm,
having like just kind of the
mhm.
mouthpiece and then the domino mask. I remember that first debuted. I'm
We'll
like,
talk
okay,
about the mouthpiece and that
yeah.
separately. I'm specifically
Oh, specifically
talking
talk about
about the hood that the jaw moves and has lips.
yeah, okay. I did forget about that. Yeah. No, that's always a strange decision. And I don't like when they do that in the comics as well, where they make it seem like
Mhm.
it's like malleable almost in a way. I like when it's
Yeah.
just a
No,
helmet.
that is a hard shell. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand when they do that. I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. I don't know why. This isn't Spider-Man. This isn't Deadpool, where I want to see the mouth move a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, no, I don't. I
Mhm.
think it's weird. This is weird. Don't do it. I don't
And
like
have
that.
I publicly said on the internet that, Red Skull can get it? Yes, maybe, however, comma. That's not what I want out of my Red Hood.
Fair, fair. Um,
Mhm,
I don't like that. I did the rest of the suit was cool. The jacket and everything, the classic Red
mhm,
Hood look that we all know and love now at this point. The Dexter soy, you,
mhm.
me, Frank always talk
Yeah,
about that. Having that costume was cool.
fucking love Dexter Soy.
And then getting the opposite costume was even more of a letdown than just the
Mm.
the moving mask, the moving helmet. I
See, I liked
don't
the
like
second one better.
oh, do you with just the face the mouth shield, I guess?
I don't like it as the primary look, but I
Mhm.
really enjoy it as an alternate look for Jason. I think it's so fun. It also, did throw me off because I did stop, like, with, like, 35 minutes left in this film and came back to it and forgotten everything that had happened previously. I did confuse it for Arsenal for like 0.2 seconds. It's fine. Don't worry about
You're
it.
like, wait a minute.
But yeah, I as an alternate choice for the character in specific situations, I do like the face mask with the
Mhm.
domino. I think it's fun and flirty, and that's what we need from, our favorite psychopath murderer.
Yeah, I don't mind it when I was worried when it was gonna be the primary suit for so long, and it seemed like it was going
Mhm,
to be in the comics. So that wasn't one I was, like, really excited for when it initially happened. Because again,
mhm,
that I always go back to Dexter Soy as our artist of choice for that suit, but, like, that suit is so iconic that when you get it
mhm.
a different suit, you're like, "Ah, man, why are you doing this?" Like, thank God in
Yeah.
comics, it doesn't happen too often that you know it's gonna change at some point, so you don't have to worry
Mhm,
about that. Um, Now the other elephant in the room, obviously, is and he's never had a good costume as his character. Maybe one costume as his character, at least in my opinion. Red Robin. We get
yeah.
he
Yeah.
it just gets from bad to worse, his costume in this.
It's
And like it's
yeah,
so
it's so
frustrating.
horrendous. Why can't Tim have a good Red Robin look? Why are we so morally opposed to giving him an ounce of swag?
Yeah,
Like, he's so derpy all the time, and I don't get it. I don't understand what the creative brief is on his character, because truly every single costume, I'm like, what are we doing? And yeah, we get two turds here, unfortunately. Um, that's all
it's
I
rough,
got.
man. No, you're right, because
It's
it's rough.
rough.
And I'm in our Discord chat, I'm gonna put like
Mhm,
the suit that I like, and it's still it's not a great suit. I understand that, but I think the artist goes such a long way for this costume that it helps a little bit. But this is the only Red
mhm.
Robin suit I've been a fan of.
Yes, I like that
And
one.
yeah, and it's I don't know, just something about that suit, and I think Marcus Toe was the artist at the time, for that run. Those are the only times I've ever really enjoyed that suit. Other when the New 52 happened, and I know, we had people on here that said they like that suit. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's rough. And to see it done
Mhm,
basically in this film and then done again in an even worse way, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, just I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what you want me to do with his costume because that brown costume he got, Justice was bad. It just Damien needs to be Robin. I get it. And thank
mhm.
God he doesn't get a different costume. Um,
Yeah.
but like I
There
don't know
are
what to do at this point.
2, like, semi-twists on Red Robin that I like. There was one, I can't remember what it was from, but I don't remember anything about the body of the suit, but the cape had, like, feathered, like, looking tips in a way that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and then, uh, my boy Jorge Jimenez did a take on Red Robin in the current Batman run. And it wasn't anything like special, but I thought it was well
Yeah.
done.
Now, on the flip side, and it's only done for like a split second, I absolutely adored Nightwing getting armor that looked like
Mhm.
his first Nightwing suit with the
So
disco
good.
thing. I was so
And
hyped for
then
that.
later when we got the like disco rainbow colored techno suit.
Yep.
That was so good.
I was like a pig in shit. When I saw that, I was so happy to see that done. And I was like, oh my God, like what a great way to pay homage to that suit. And then also just have it like a throwaway thing. Like the
Mhm,
sad thing about the Red Robin suit and the sad thing about the Red Hood suit is that in this universe, they could move forward with those suits and still be it. Like for Nightwing, he gets like an updated tech suit, but other than that, like it's still
mhm,
basically the blue suit that he already has. This armor that he gets is such a cool just homage to that. And then you also
mhm,
start to question the suits are so they're tailor made to take out the Justice League. Bruce says that
mhm.
in this universe, did you get the concept that his plan to fight the Justice League was always dependent on his family?
Yes,
Because typically it's not. It's just him
absolutely.
versus the league, and I'm
Usually
like,
it's contingency plan. But yeah, I loved that this one was so intertwined with the Bat family. I think it makes thematic sense for the movie when we're
yeah,
talking about these clans, these families, these groups of people who are dependent on and work together. But I do think it's very cool that in a universe where that is the kind of mental concept of what it means to run a
yeah.
crime organization, I guess, um, that, Bruce would be so dependent on his family, on his team to enact his contingencies.
No, I agree, and I really like that aspect because they almost check him for a second, like when he mentions like, "Do you
Mhm,
have something? How are we gonna fight the Justice League?" I have contingency plans. It might be Tim that's like, "Oh, of course you do," or something like, and there's like for a
mhm,
second there's like a hint of anger, and then the next second he's like, "Cool, let's do it." Like they jump
mhm,
in, and then it makes you think, man, these kids are crazy. Every one of them
mhm.
is a
Yes,
nut job,
correct.
and
Mhm,
they're a nut job together. Like this is the first time like they felt like a family, and like they're all crazy. All of them
mhm,
are crazy, Alfred included.
correct.
He's
It's
the ringleader.
especially Alfred, arguably. He's starting all this shit.
Yeah.
Ugh, man,
100%, and I
crazy.
I did love that, though. I did love that he incorporated his kids into the plan to fight the Justice League, and I was like,
Mhm,
that also just there's so many, like, layers that, we talk about headcanon a lot on the show
mhm,
that I love, and my head just started going once he did that. I'm like, "Oh, wow, so this Bruce, like, really does care about his family." We don't have the baggage that we get in the comics where they always, like, try to put them against each other for some stupid ass reason, like, not let them be a family, like, little
mhm,
things like that. Like, oh my god, like, I just love that he felt comfortable enough to let go of some of that responsibility and look at Dick and be like, "Yo, you got Jessica. You could take down a Green Lantern. I know that. You're that good.
right.
Tim, you and Jason could take down Barry together, so and so." And like
Mhm,
all this other stuff. And like he trusted his family to fight the Justice
yeah.
League. And that's so cool. That's such a good and the other cool thing about the
We
movie is they
never
don't
get
spend
that.
time. Yeah, they don't spend time to like emphasize that. They're just like, it's just a thing. And then
Mhm.
God forbid the person who
Yeah.
watched this movie and be like, I want to read more comics. Well, he does that. He does not. He doesn't, in
No,
fact, does
never.
not do that. It'll never
He is,
happen
in
again.
fact, a very bad parent,
Yeah.
arguably.
Yeah. Yeah. He, in fact, does not trust his children. Maybe Dick the most, but
Nope.
that's about it.
Why did Dick leave home?
Yeah, exactly.
Not being trusted.
Yeah, it took a long time for Bruce to be like, "Hey, man, yeah, yeah, you could lead a premier team for in the wake of the Justice League disbanding. Like, we all need a break. You can take over." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay."
And that's
um,
only because they were all taking a break and not because he actually thought
yeah,
that Dick should be,
yeah.
arguably. Mhm,
Yeah. Now, one of the things I did want to bring up here was
mhm.
we talked about her quite a bit. It's not in the notes, but let's just get into Harley in general because she's used so
Man,
perfectly in this film.
so good. I I really struggle with Harley as a character. I feel like especially the current, like, consensus around who she is as a character is slowly improving, but for so long she was this, one-dimensional, one-note perspective, and
Mhm.
she's always been such a rich, fun, interesting character when we're exploring, like, she is a highly educated woman, and what does that look like on somebody with trauma? What does that look like on somebody in this highly toxic, abusive relationship, and how does that impact the way she interacts with the world? And to get a Harley that is post Joker, but so whole and, she is dependent on Diana for, like, emotional needs, it seems like, but to be so independently her own character and fun and flirty and free is just such a fucking delight, you know? Like,
Yeah.
this is the Harley I want in every type of project, like, from an emotional background. Also, she was drawn gorgeously. Her action sequence were badass as fuck.
Hmm.
And like every time she showed up on my screen, I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be a great time.
Yeah. I also I want to give a shout out because as well, there's so many, we've come a long way since the initial depictions of Harley Quinn. And I'm not saying anything bad
Mhm.
toward like her original concept as a character. I think
Right.
she's just evolved past the point of being the Joker's lackey, being the Joker's punching
Mhm.
bag and all this other stuff. And now she's come to a character in her own.
And you
And
need that to get where she is.
100%. Yeah, it's a part of her origin story, but at the same time, it shouldn't be what defines her at the same point, right? It should be
Correct.
something she
Mhm.
gets past and moves on
Mhm.
from.
She can
And
outgrow.
yeah, and I do love that, when we initially got, let's say, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, right? What
Mhm.
a what a great performance from Margot Robbie, but that film is
Mhm.
has such a male gaze throughout the film in general,
Yeah.
that it's
Mhm.
it's 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 distracting. I mean, her suit, people wear it all the time. Tara wore it. She looks incredible in that
Mhm.
outfit, of course.
Mhm.
Margot Robbie looks incredible in the outfit, but we can't say that, okay, yeah, it's an incredible outfit. How she's written in that film, like, thank God that Margot Robbie's the actress she is, because and for our first outing of our first live action depiction of Harley Quinn, really, you know, now we're
Mhm.
not talking Birds of Prey. We're not going to mention that series. Um,
Sure.
the live action series, sorry, not the movie. That movie's awesome. Um, she did great. She did great. And to
Mhm.
then be in a place where, like, all right, now we've established her to the greater audience, not just, the DC nerds like us. Like, everyone now
Mhm.
knows because of her performance in that film who it is. To then get her performance in Birds of Prey,
Mhm.
wow. And that also speaks to having a female director, you know, with the lens and
Yes.
having a female fronted
Absolutely.
movie. Like, that movie is so good, and I will champion that film to the lengths that it doesn't get enough love. And I think
Mhm.
someone mentioned this as well when talking about the current state of Jay Stoops on TikTok and
Mhm.
Instagram and everything like that.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
like a film critic. She mentioned this on her criticisms of like Supergirl and stuff like that. And she found it to be okay. But generally she loved Millie Alcock and all this stuff. But she talked about how she doesn't understand why is it Catherine Yan, who directed Birds of Prey, why didn't she direct Supergirl? Why wasn't there a female director in that chair?
Mm,
Right?
mhm.
This
Great
all to say,
question.
yeah, this all to say that, like, when you have the right person and now you have, someone in Margot Robbie who really falls in love with this character, Harley Quinn, and now knows where they're at, canonically, story wise. We're like, all right, let's
Mhm.
be done with the Joker shit. Let's just be done.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's build this character up as his like kind of
Let
anti-hero
her
fuck up.
kiss Ivy?
Yes.
Diana? I don't care.
Yeah.
Let her kiss
Anyone.
somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone but the Joker at this point, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then to
Selena?
have, so I would love
Perhaps?
that. I'm surprised they haven't done that with Selena being canonically
I
bi.
really should. I
Um,
exactly.
that's a throuple right there. The Gotham City Sirens. That's a
Correct.
throuple. There's a fanfic
Mhm.
out there for that. Um,
Oh, I'm sure.
but
I'm now gonna try to hunt it down.
yeah, it's so cool to see us move past, uh, and me as a fan of the character, as quickly as we have past all the Joker bullshit of Harley. I think I said this last episode. Like, I was a little disappointed when she was the Joker's girlfriend in that film. Like,
Mhm.
I'm just done with this depiction of her. I don't mind if it serves a story for like 5 minutes and let's establish that, hey, they have a history, they were dating. But like, when you have the Kaylee Cuoco series where they're no longer dating
Mhm.
and she's, emancipated from her and all this stuff, you have Birds of Prey, you have even Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, who again is a male director but understands a lot of female characters, and she does a hook up with the president and all this stuff, and then she will, oh, you're a bad person like my ex, I'm gonna kill you, kills him right there and then, and it has this amazing fight scene and all this other stuff. Like, Margot also championing that role helps so much to then
Oh,
push
yeah.
past this, hey, Harley's just Joker's girlfriend, because I'm just done. I'm
Mhm,
just done with it. And to have her in the story, no Joker. I mean, Joker's in it for like 5 minutes, but they're not even, they don't share scenes together. They don't do anything together. A day has passed canonically in this storyline. A day. And they're already not together.
mhm,
They're everything is different.
mhm.
And she's like,
Yeah.
no, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Diana's helped me and all this other stuff. I've been here for whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, don't even think about that anymore. Just stop thinking about that. Like they waved the character
Yeah,
in the film
we're
is like
moving
just
past
waves it
that.
off.
We're moving on.
Like,
Don't worry about it.
God. Thank God
Mhm,
that we got this character. And I do like, I do kind of like you, there's a story to tell there where you can have her be like, well, I still need guidance. I still need this. I feel like I need help. And Diana be like, no, sister, you got this. Like, you're good. Like,
mhm.
you can do this
You're
on your
good.
own.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Like, yeah,
You
I
got
love
this.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
And she was so just kinetic in this film. And it was so,
And getting
so
to see her have, like, the apex moment
hmm
and her get that, hero shot of her saving the day was just so good. We
yeah.
need more, horribly fucked up women performing acts of heroism.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Or they cleaning up people's shit. That's not their shit to
Mhm.
clean up. They
Yeah.
have to help out.
Mhm.
A final topic for the Andrea Romano roundup. I said call it nostalgia, but did the older references hit for you? So like all the older references that talking about the Megazord team up
Uh-huh.
Voltron kind of scene.
Well, okay, here's the thing is
Mm,
I did watch this very quickly and very frantically, and I did get Voltron and
yeah.
Power Rangers mixed up for like 2 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're not worrying about it. But yes, all of the different like key like 90s to early aughts anime intro sequences. Sometimes I was like, crap, which one is that? But they all felt familiar. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah. I loved also the random singing scene from Diana.
What in the musical?
Yeah, I did not
It was
expect that in
great.
this film.
I
Yeah.
was like, what a twist. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that especially the simping of Harley during that scene was
Yeah.
particularly excellent.
I thought that was really cool, especially when I was, when we were talking about this last week, or at least I was thinking about it when we were going to follow this film up. I was like, now that it's in modern day, I didn't know about the storyline about this alternate Japan being above
Right.
Gotham and all this other stuff. But
Mhm,
like how are we going to do this? Like, how are we going to play with like kind of the modern sensibilities now, like Edo period Japan and Batman being thrust there and everyone kind of being these daimyos was cool, makes
mhm,
sense. And I see where I can see the vision before the movie even gets I see where I kind of not see where we're gonna go, but like I see like a lot of the broad strokes. In this, I'm like, I don't know what to expect. And I was really pleasantly surprised by all the touchstones. And I want to give a shout out to the again, like Kazuki Nakashima, Junpei Mizaki, and Shinji Tagaki, because like they had this really cool job of being like, we love Batman. We want to show you why we love Batman. We want to do it in this way, but at the same time, we want to give you maybe people who aren't used to Japanese media or don't consume it and
mhm,
things like that. To let me show you what like maybe some one of our TV shows are like. And there's that the song break for Diana, the Alfred making the PowerPoint presentation that is like the old school, Voltron slash Power Rangers thing, and them suiting up and doing like the old like animation style and all this other stuff. Like
mhm.
those little things, those little touchstones for people who consume Japanese
For
media,
me,
just so cool.
yeah, it was the epithets we got when we introduced each of the characters,
Oh yeah.
like, all the, like, titles and names in
Hmm.
this very epic poetry style that every single time we were introduced to a new character, we got, like, this gorgeous epithet. I was like,
Yeah.
"That really nailed the storytelling style for me."
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did. I loved it. And I'm glad it hit for you because that was one of the things I was like when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is gonna hit for Slack. Um,
Mhm.
There was a specific question I feel like I had. Well, I guess we can move on with our final notes here. But I felt like there was a specific question I wanted to ask you, but maybe I missed it. Oh, you know what? Not
Mhm.
specific question like I have for you, but I guess we didn't really touch upon the antagonist of this film. What are your thoughts on
Mm.
Raish Raz being the villain of the story?
I love Ray Struggle. I
Yeah.
think that fits for the style that they were going for. I had one major issue with Ray Struggle in this film,
Mhm.
and that was him giving his canonically vegan son sushi and then bitching when he only ate the California rolls.
Yeah.
What were you expecting, my dude?
Yeah,
Come
he's
on.
vegan, bro.
An ounce of common sense would be helpful here. But no, you're just gonna give him shit for being too American.
Yeah, not yeah, you've been whitewashed by by your father. It's like, well, hold on, man. I don't like to eat meat, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I like
Mhm,
though
mhm,
in my concept too. This is one of the things I like about a lot of villains out there, where they are, and I just speaking. I happen to think about this because I was watching a TikTok about the vampire Remick and Sinners. How he's like,
mm.
I'll kill people, I'll turn people to vampires, but like, don't you dare say I'm a clan member, sir, just because I have pale skin.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
how offended he
Yep.
is when you're like, y'all clan? He's like, excuse me, sir. Like, I love that specific. I love when a villain's like, yo, I'm a bad guy, but yo, I ain't a monster, bro. Chucky
Mhm.
has this incredible line in the very first season of his TV
I could
television
excuse murder, but I draw the
show.
line at being racist.
Yeah, yeah. He has this incredible line, Chucky, in the very first season of his TV series, where he's trying to like ingratiate himself, and he's already exposed himself to this child to kind of like steal a
Mhm,
soul. If you know Chucky's lore, you know once he tells somebody, he's like, "Oh, I can take your soul now. I can get your body." But he's talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, this kid's gay. He's having trouble with his dad. His dad beats him and stuff for being gay."
mhm,
And he's like, Jake, I have a kid, they're gender fluid. And talk about Glenn/Glenda. He's like, wait, you have a queer kid? He's like, yeah, of course, Jake. He's like, I'm a murderer. I'm not a monster. Like, I love a villain that's like, yo, I will mass murder this
mhm,
whole planet, but not because they're
mhm.
gay. No, sir, don't you dare. I love my queer kid. Don't you
Mhm,
dare think of
mhm.
that of me. Like I love stuff like that. So it feels weird to have a Ra's al Ghul that is like, whoa, California roll, dude, what's going on here? And I'm assuming for us who know Damien
Mhm,
so well as a character, we know he's vegan.
mhm.
I'm assuming the joke about him, like, oh, you're so Americanized, is only because we
Uh-huh.
have a Japanese writer, director who like
Mhm,
maybe don't know the broad strokes of a Damien that's like, hey, he's canonically vegan. That's probably why he's eating
mhm.
a California roll. This is like a joke more toward America, less
Right, it's
than
poking fun at the Americans, but
yeah.
I do think it's hilarious that it unironically, like, works as also an accurate character choice.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's funny because I don't. Roz is such a awesome bad guy and an awesome villain and all this stuff, and like
Mhm,
he's not at the level with like a Magneto where you're like, yeah, I get where he's coming from. He wants to
mhm.
take over the planet. He wants to
No,
even
he's
destroy the
a
planet a lot
horrible
of
piece
times.
of shit.
But I think he'd be cool with Damien being vegan. He'd get it.
Unfortunately, I have read so many fan fictions that say the exact opposite that I do not believe that
Yeah,
personally. But
that's a
I'll
that's a
stand by that
formidable.
headcanon for you.
Yeah, yeah. I just feel like there's like broader. He's like, dude, I don't care. You can do whatever you want with your
The
body and every all
problem
this stuff.
is the veganism is he, he would perceive as a sign of weakness that, oh,
Mm.
you feel too many empathetic feelings towards these animals, and that is a huge character flaw. And you're not allowed to have character flaws because you have to be my perfect child assassin murderer.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? Now that you said that, I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what? Now I'm kind of sold on him hating the fact that he would be vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it does make sense. It's not from a food standpoint. Like, I think
Right.
from brass tacks, like, just sustenance, he'd be okay with it, but you're right. The fact that he's showing
Exactly. Mhm.
empathy would be the issue because then he would ingratiate
Mhm.
into everything else that, like, is Bruce. Yeah, okay. You got me back around on that one, okay. Uh,
Hell yeah.
yeah, you sold me on that one now he is a monster. Yeah, he truly is a monster.
Correct.
Um,
Speaking of monsters,
yes.
can we talk about the fact that this Aquaman carved a message onto a turtle's shell?
I mean, he's Yakuza.
How? Why?
Yeah,
That's that's their skin and spine. Like
I know. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah,
why the fuck is Arthur out here carving up his animals? His people.
yeah. I would like to think that, like, Arthur, when they come back to normal and if they have any memories of what happened, they're like, "I gotta find that turtle real quick, man. I feel bad." Yeah.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. If it's not food,
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense. Yeah, for him to do anything like that. You
Right.
know, like, he does
Mhm.
eat fish. Like, that is
Right.
canon, but
Mhm.
that is weird. Um, yeah, I'm glad we got to talk about race because I was, like, thinking about it, I was like, "We didn't talk about race at all." Um, alright, any
And looks wise, Raish looked great.
oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
loved the design for him.
absolutely. Any, any final thoughts? Anything you wanna shout out in your notes specifically?
Yes. Weather nerd Dick. Hilarious. I love it. I see you. I respect it. Um I was very confused by the island of Japan doesn't exist line. And then they immediately explained it to me, and I love that. I
Yeah.
love being confused for 0.5 seconds, and then the movie literally telling me the answers to the questions in my head. That was brilliant. Um, I I said, "Oh shit, family disputes," with the different houses fighting
Mm.
each other, and then immediately I was rooting for Diana. As you must.
Oh, from
Um,
jump.
yeah, yeah. Again, the musical, shout out. That great that sequence is great. Love it. No notes. Uh one of my later thoughts on the movies was this is such a no thoughts just vibes movie. How can I be expected to have critical thoughts on in this economy?
Yeah, yeah.
Preceded by holy shit plot twist. Don't remember what that was. That's fine. And then oh no, sorry. Correction. Oh shit plot twist. Next line. Holy shit dragon.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Alright, after that little, editing mishap, let's just call it that. Yeah, so your notes, awesome, love that. I wanted to shout out, it's very brief, and that's why I said in the character, section, I put him on there. Doomsday. Doomsday had his own
Mhm.
Yakuza family. Uh,
Yep. For
really
like 2
cool.
seconds.
He looked awesome
Very
for 2
cool.
seconds. Loved it. Um, I did love how happy Dick was to see the Megazord. Like, you could tell
Mhm.
he's just a fan. He's just the little boy came out, you know?
Mhm.
Um, I did forget at one point they were, one of the main cruxes is that they are shooting human Yakuzas
Right.
from the
Yeah.
Japan in the sky to
Uh-huh.
Gotham below. It's a
Correct.
human Gatling gun, and it's insane
Mhm.
to see.
Is the human Gatling gun more insane than the human hurricane?
Fair. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, the human hurricane's pretty crazy, yeah. It is and poor Yakuza guys, man. Poor
I
Yakuza guys. Just
know. I don't know how they're surviving that
yeah.
fall, but more power to them.
Um, I put it here, but Jason shoots Barry right in the face with a trank dart. Just
Oh
didn't
yeah.
need to do it. He could shot up anywhere on the body,
Right
straight in the
in the
forehead.
forehead.
He wants you to
Yep,
know.
that was iconic. Uh-huh.
Um,
Absolutely.
I did love the brass Kryptonian knuckles that
Mhm.
Bruce had for
Yes,
Superman.
that
I
was
thought that was fun.
badass.
I thought it was crazy to see Bruce put Superman in a triangle choke. Like, I thought that was
Mhm,
insane. That was, like, so crazy to see.
mhm,
And what was the one of the most interesting, fights that we got, and it's something that, you know, again, this is like a headcanon thing, like, Hippolyta probably fought, and
mhm,
you don't think about it when she was out in the man's world, right? Diana
mhm,
versus Ra's al Ghul.
mhm,
Warrior versus warrior, and not
mhm.
only was the fun awesome and it was cool to see and everything like that, but, like, it was a matchup we've never seen before, and
Yeah,
I
and
got
it's a
immediately hyped.
great matchup.
Yeah, because
Epic.
we always see Bruce fighting Ra's al Ghul, obviously, that's one of his villains and stuff
Mhm,
like that, but, like, if you think about it, the large scale of the League of Shadows, they are a world terrorist organization, so, like, they other
mhm,
heroes should be interacting with them in one way, shape, or form, right?
correct.
Not just the Bat family. And
Mhm,
to see Diana go toe to toe with Roz, I thought was one of the coolest concepts of this film in general. Like, there's so many cool things, and
mhm,
like obviously we're seeing all these different designs for these characters and all these things like that. But that specific fight is what got me. I was like, wow, dude, like this
mhm,
something I never thought I'd see, and I didn't know I wanted till I saw it.
mhm,
And now I want
right.
more. Like, I want to see mainline canon Diana go against the League of Assassins. Like, yeah, maybe
Mhm,
her, Nubia, and like like somebody Artemis and all going after them. Like, that would be cool to see.
mhm,
Because like again, headcanon wise, if Hippolyta is like the Wonder Woman of the World War II, if some stories do that or whatever, what wouldn't they have fought Ra's al Ghul? Like, what's Ra's al Ghul doing in World War II?
yeah,
Like, what's he doing in the world? Like,
running a
there's so
criminal empire.
right, and like is he undermining the Nazis? Because he's like, "Whoa, I'm not letting these people take over. They're racist. They hate these people. I want to subjugate everybody." I see the big picture. Adolf dope. You know what I mean? Like that's
Mhm,
I would like to see that.
yeah,
My brain just started going like in a million different directions. Like once I saw that
mhm,
fight, and I was like, dude, wow, like has anyone ever thought of this? And like, and not even like a Justice League kind of deal, right? Like a Justice League versus like League of Assassins, or I'm sorry,
mhm,
like Legion of supervillains and things like that. I'm like, dude,
mhm.
why haven't we got this? Why haven't we got this before? Like, I don't want Superman fighting like Roz. Like, it's cool maybe,
No.
but
No,
it's
I want
almost over the
true
second.
warrior on warrior, you know, battle of wits and mind and body. And I want it to be badass, you know?
Yeah, I want like I feel like Roz will give her like a nickname. You know,
Yeah.
like Bruce has the
Hmm.
detective,
Hmm.
and so does Tim
Well,
canonically does as
he gives
well.
Tim the
Yeah.
detective. Yeah.
So, like, I would love to see, like I feel like he would be so enamored by his fight with Diana. He would show so much this is like the cool villain thing of Roz, right? He would show so much respect to Diana in
Yeah,
that fight, and I would love to
absolutely.
see that, and her
And it'd
vice
be well
versa.
earned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be so cool to see, man. That was so cool. Oh, we talked about her eagle tattoo. How cool was it
Hmm.
when it lit up when she used her
Yeah.
powers?
Lost
Oh
my
my
fucking
god, dude.
mind. And then
That
when
everyone's tattoo started lighting up and
Clark's
they were cool.
lit up later. Yeah. Hmm.
So
Crazy.
cool. So cool. What a great design. But I love the film. I thought it was great. But those are like the little shout out
Mhm,
moments I wanted to give. All right. So
mhm,
typically we've been moving on to drama class. Not much here. Again, not that this
mhm.
movie doesn't
I
have substance,
considered
but
putting the mid credits scene in there, but I was like, it's fine. We'll talk about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Um we do have this special segment that I
Oh,
was able to get back, which is nice.
mhm.
Reviews. I was able to access some of the
Hell
IMDb
yeah.
reviews. So I have a positive review and a negative review. Which one would you like to read? I'll read the opposite.
I want to read one of the negative ones.
Okay. There's just one each, so it's great. So I
Okay.
will read the positive one. This is from IMDb fan dash 4466851014. And they go on to say, man, I can't believe what I saw. This animated is dope. it's way better than previous, and I watched the scene where Batman versus Superman. Man, that scene is insane cool. Japanese dub is actually very good and sexy. Why is animated so good? The soundtrack, voice, animated, story, and character is too good. It feels like I'm waiting for this so long after DC 52 animated movie was so good back then. Again, not editorializing. This is exactly what was written.
No, it feels like it's been run through Google Translate.
It may have. Uh, Tomorrowverse animated is dog shit. I wish I can see more Batman Ninja in the future. I agree. Please make this a trilogy.
Mhm.
Will be perfect. Also, Damian characters
Absolutely.
are way childish but funny though. I love it. LOL. He's still with his grandpa. Make it look funny to watch. Really love to see Bat Family in one animated movie. I agree as well. Really helped the story. My rate for this movie is let's go with 1 quintillion out of 10.
Yeah, how many zeros is that? 6, 9, 12, 14, 1 and 14 zeros?
What
Whatever
is that?
that is.
Yeah,
I
whatever
don't
that
know.
is, mathematicians,
Math is
write it in
fake.
the comments. Yeah.
Okay. I
Alright, so
didn't realize this was all one comment. I thought these were separate comments. That
no,
makes this even funnier.
no, John Webb separated it, which is hilarious.
Con underscore web underscore 1609, which is not a number combination I am familiar with, but feels dog whistly to me. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Something about it, just I don't know. It worries me.
Something about
It's
it.
the internet.
Yeah, uh-huh. Correct. Uh Starts with utter rubbish. Nonsensical plot with an utterly exposition crammed script, which somehow still managed to over explain the basics to the point of boredom, inducing droning on, and simultaneously not explain half the arbitrary decisions slash occurrences slash logic of both the characters and movie makers themselves. Awful voice acting. Jarringly random soundtrack slash score. Tries to be ironically tongue in cheek, but just comes across as tryhard and cringeworthy. About 10 minutes of decent shots slash sequences slash ideals, drowned in an absolute shower of throw everything at the wall and hope it all sticks. In the attempt to use all caps every possible trope of anime ever, they ended up like Aesop's dog at the river. All caps, complete fail. Don't bother.
That's the other dog whistle there is invoking a biblical story.
Aesop's fables.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, man. That's a little dog whistly too, man." Did you vote for Brexit?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was the rubbish part that made I was like, "I'm starting to think where you're at."
Yeah,
This is
yep, uh-huh. Fair, fair, fair.
yeah.
Yep. I follow.
I'm applying a lot, but
Mhm.
listen.
Yeah, yeah. That was your online princess, my friend. I hate to
Yeah.
break it to you.
Yeah, I do love this section though. I do love I want to bring it back. Thank God it's
Mhm.
easy to sign up for a free IMDb. I don't like that you have to have an account to do it, but
Yeah,
I get
that's
it at the same
kind of
time
bullshit, but
because I guess they want you to post a review as well. I just wouldn't be able like to see it
to
without
be able
posting.
to post requiring an account, that makes sense to me,
Yeah.
but not being able to see any written reviews without
Yeah.
having an account, that's bullshit.
Because I'm pretty sure I again I'm not gonna look up. I'm not gonna do the homework. Pretty sure I could go on Rotten Tomatoes and just look up like user reviews.
Yeah,
Like we don't do
correct.
that, and I don't want to. We pull so much from IMDb. Shout out to them. That like I was like, oh, we're right here. We might as well grab a review because it's also
Right.
like an untapped thing.
Mhm.
Everyone talks about Rotten Tomato scores and all Open Critic and all this other stuff. I'm like, let's talk about IMDb. Let's see what's over here,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah.
gold every time. It's gold.
Mhm.
All right, so rounding out this episode, we're going into the home stretch in homeroom. Sly,
Mhm.
what are your final thoughts on Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League?
Uh, Great, incredible, wonderful, beautiful, enjoyable script, fun characters, intriguing storyline, great action. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. the Japanese voice acted version. The English dub did give me the heebie-jeebies. So,
It's fair.
be
Yeah.
warned.
That is fair. Yeah. I did. I really did like this film. I liked it more than Batman Ninja. I know I said in that
Definitely.
review I was initially down on it the very first viewing of it because of the animation style, and I grew to like it by the end of that film. And the second round I did
Mhm.
like it a lot more. But this film was really fun, but it builds on what we got in Batman Ninja. So like all the
Yeah,
established stuff,
absolutely.
like Batman doesn't have to learn some special lesson in this film. Like it is just
Mhm.
trying to figure out how to fight the Yakuza League and help them out. I wouldn't mind seeing one more. I think
Mhm.
not that I
Make
don't
it a
know if you need
trilogy.
I didn't think you needed necessarily a sequel to Batman Ninja, but they did a really good job of establishing a Batman Ninja. Do one more,
Mhm.
yeah. Maybe have like
Yeah.
the quote unquote Yakuza League or the Justice League versus like Yakuza Legion of Doom, or something like that,
Mhm.
or the Injustice Gang, or Yakuza
Mhm.
Injustice League, um, or Doomsday or some shit, or like a Dark Side or some shit. Like do something crazy. I think this creative team really has an affinity for Batman and DC Comics, and they do a really good job of adapting that with anime sensibilities, despite
Mhm.
what John Webb thinks.
Absolutely.
Um, I know, I know he every anime trope possible, but you also have to think broad strokes here. This creative team is working on a mode where they are also catering to a fan base who may not be familiar with anime in general, but they know Batman.
Mhm.
Or if
Mhm.
it is 2026, it could be a fan base that is familiar enough with anime but don't watch it and like Batman. So you get like we kind of want to do a lot of the tropes in a way, kind of give them a broad stroke
Mhm.
of what anime is, because maybe this is the film that gets them being like, you know what? This is the let me look up who did this. Oh, these are the guys who did that Star Wars Visions, the anime compilation
Mhm.
over at Disney.
Mhm.
At Disney Plus. Let me throw that on real quick and watch, those anime. Oh, this animation for this is really cool. Who did this? Oh, they did this anime called Ghost in the Shell. Oh, that's on Amazon Prime. I got Amazon Prime. Let me watch Ghost in the Shell.
Mhm.
Oh, they have this show called Dan Dan Dan, and that snowball effect. You hope you get people to start, this new medium that's but not new, but like newer to so many Western
Mhm.
audiences. I feel like day to day. Um, the amount of people who love anime now compared to when I was a teenager is so amazing to
Right.
see and frustrating at the same time as a nerd. you know,
Yeah.
is like,
Anime was for the fucking loser nerds.
yeah.
By
And
the time I was in, like, middle school, it was starting to become, like, nichely cool.
yeah,
Like, only the cool nerds were watching anime, and it was, like, in Hot Topic and stuff. Um, but yeah, th the youths of now get to see, get
yeah,
to appreciate and love and be vocal about this art form and style, and
yeah.
that's so beautiful.
I to sound like the hipster, I walk so they can run. And I'm glad the world's better for
It's
you
true,
guys.
yeah.
I don't wanna be
Uh-huh.
that old curmudgeon that's like, oh, you guys didn't have to suffer. That's the whole point of every older generation with the younger
Why would we
generation.
want them to suffer,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm happy for you, good for you.
That could be applied to every serious social economic topic and also every non-serious social economic topic, like things that really impact the
Correct.
world and things that really don't.
Mhm,
Yeah, like anime.
mhm,
But yeah, it is cool. You hope that, with every, these services out there, so many services offering anime, to a broad audience,
mhm,
that something like this gets you into anime. And then you listen, if you're already on HBO Max, I guarantee you, I'm pretty sure showed it at the end. There, Suicide Squad Isekai is on there, and I think one
mhm.
of the creatives on this is one of the creatives over there. So like, it's gonna suggest it, and you're like, I like Suicide Squad.
Okay, check
Let
it
me see
out.
what this is
Yeah.
about. I want to see Peacemaker and Magic Girl transform into a suit. All this stuff. Like, perfect.
Mhm,
So that's my thing. Like, I think this is a really good film. I think this film does a better job of doing overall anime and like kind
mhm,
of showcasing it. The Batman Ninja is I put that up there with Batman Aztec. where it
Mm,
shows like a specific art style, and it's not that like Bruce is, a different version of Bruce. He is the same Bruce, but it shows a different
right.
art style and a love to a certain time period of history and that specific nation. So I think that's
I think
cool.
my current ranking would be Yakuza League, Azteca, Batman Ninja.
Yeah, I think Batman Azteca, Yakuza League, and then Batman Ninja for me. I would just flip them. Yeah. And honestly,
Yeah, that might
if
be
you maybe asked me
recency
2 weeks ago,
bias.
yeah, I think if you asked me 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, maybe I would have been like, Batman Azteca, then Yakuza League, but or vice
Ask me
versa.
again in 2 weeks, and
Yeah, who
Azteca
knows?
will probably be in the lead.
But to say that those 3 films are really good, and they do a good job of
Mhm.
showcasing this character and showing a love letter to the specific nation that, they're highlighting, and the art style
Ugh,
for that nation.
sorry.
So,
Mhm.
I highly
On that
recommend
note,
checking it out. Yeah, on that note, I highly recommend everyone check this out. I think it's really good. Um, I think, check out Ninja too. I think, again, we talked about that last week.
mhm,
I think it's a really, really good film. I've come around on
mhm,
that, especially on that second viewing, and I think this
mhm,
goes right into it perfectly. Now, I mean, obviously, it is a sequel, so you have that, but I think it plays really well. I would like to rewatch it now with the Japanese dub.
mhm.
Not like take some time
Highly
where I'm not
recommend.
like have to take notes. Also, be a dad
Mhm,
and stuff. Just have it on
mhm.
and just pay
Yeah.
attention to it. I would like to definitely check that out and check the voice style again. No shade to the American voices. I just think maybe some were miscast,
It
unfortunately.
was a mismatch, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure they kill it in other,
They
voice
all
work that they
had
do.
very interesting and fascinating sounding voices. I think they all had a
Yeah.
very unique style. I just don't think they fit the
Yeah.
characters they were
Because
given.
this is no shade. If they're somehow watching this, shout out to
Mhm,
you guys. There's there's a reason why you were picked by Warner Brothers Animation.
mhm.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
you got this far in your career, like you deserve to be at the spotlight. I just think maybe there's a better character for some of the actors. I think may have been
Mhm.
miscast. That's it. Um,
Yeah.
but on that note, that is this episode of DC Graduates. Next week, I have to verify with our possible guest, but this is if we have the guest coming, I'm very excited because I've actually never done any content with this person. Um, Big fan of their work. This young man, he does amazing work. But I've talked about him quite a bit, I think, throughout our couple of seasons. I'm
Oh, yeah.
excited for this because this is one of my favorite films, one of the films I
Mhm.
constantly watch, and no one's gonna be surprised by this because of everyone involved. It is going to be Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Two things I love
Hell yeah.
coexisting in the same world. I cannot wait. I have so much to talk about in this film. I'm gonna try to keep it a normal length episode, but who knows?
We'll see.
Especially if our guest confirms and does come aboard.
Mhm.
Ooh, doggy, this is gonna
It
be
might be a
interesting.
chunky one.
It might be a chunky one. It might be. I own this film. That's how much I love this
Mm.
movie. Um,
I
I
think it's on my DVD box set. I'll have to confirm.
hell
We'll
yeah,
see.
that's a good box set because I think let's hopefully confirm because I don't believe you can watch this on any streaming platform. Um, and that's not you could buy it or you could rent it.
Mhm,
But that seems about it or buying it. You cannot stream it anywhere. So again, perfect opportunity. Fuck you, David Zasloff. And
mhm,
we can actually put this in this part of this episode slide because Paramount owns Nickelodeon, which owns Teenage Mutant
mhm,
Ninja Turtles. Fuck the
mhm.
Ellis family. Fuck them too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We actually got to put that in this episode, so I'm really glad. I'm actually happy we got there. But
Mhm.
that is this session of class. Class is dismissed. But as we go, Sly, where can people find you?
Don't.
Don't
That's fine.
just don't look me up.
Don't. No. Oh, shit. No. You can find me on sorry, I do have something I need to plug. I'm so sorry. You can find me on the lovely Certain POVs, another pass at
Just
show
layup.
where we cover we do an additional another
Yes.
pass at Black Widow, which was really fun, great episode
Really
that I
good
did
episode.
record like at the beginning of this year, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It was a great episode. Please go check it out. That was so much fun to do.
I threw it up. I was like, they're gonna grab it. They're
I
gonna grab the
forgot
ball.
that came out.
You
Yeah.
got it. There it is.
An update.
Yeah.
TMNT is not on my Blu-ray set. But you know what is? Batman Ninja, which I definitely watched a questionable site streaming of
Deviously.
because I forgot it was out in there. It's
Hey.
fine. I own it, okay?
Yeah. That's it. That's how piracy works. If you own it, it works.
Then you can watch it wherever you
Yeah.
want.
It works for Nintendo lawyers, so it should be good for Warner Brothers. Yeah, for me, you can find me here, youtube.com/point of progress. If you're watching or if you're listening, pardon me, go to youtube.com/point of progress. We have this show. Sly has a new show, Pip Book Club, which was just, what was it, 2 weeks ago that premiered. We have, obviously DC Graduates, Marvel, MC University, which this show is a spiritual successor for. We have a playthrough series of the Remedy games. I am still currently filming Control, so that will happen before Control Resonant comes out. Now, will Alan Wake 2 happen before that? Most likely not. There's a deadline. I think Control Resonant comes out next month. Listen, we're not the speedy, YouTube page, but we get work done. Okay, it happens.
You get the
on
time. Yeah.
on our time frame. On our time frame. Okay, we all have
On
real
our
lives.
grown-ass working adults, and one of us with a family.
Yeah,
Timeline.
exactly. But till next time, class is dismissed.
Bye, everybody.